So this is not the video that I intended on making. My name is Hannah and I'm an artist and illustrator living in Osaka, Japan, and I was highly unrealistic with what I could get done today. So I decided to just scrap my original idea and maybe I'll make it later, and instead I'm going to talk about burnout. I feel like it's a term that's overused, and I usually try to avoid using it because, frankly, I don't really feel creative burnout. Like, I'm an art student, I'm looking for an art job, I have gotten some commissions, I try to make art on my own. The video I made today was about making things, so I actually made 4 new drawings today. I was really happy with them. It did kind of stress me out because I was planning on making a YouTube video about it. But creatively, like, I don't personally feel like I don't have ideas. That's what I always think of when my cat is eating. Zook, are you eating now? So I don't feel creative burnout, I guess, but I do feel life burnout. I feel like I'm an art student. I'm a international foreign art student living in Japan. I'm older, which already makes me feel really weird in a lot of ways because I don't feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be in life, but that's kind of unrelated to burnout. But not entirely, I think. The reason why I say not entirely is because I feel like the fuse that I have with where I want to be in life is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. You know, when you're in your 20s, you're like, I have all this time to get where I want to be, like, relax. And now I'm in my mid-30s and I'm like, oh no, this is not really where I wanted to be. So I'm feeling a lot of life burnout. I feel like, I have this part-time job, I'm going to school, I'm trying to learn Japanese, I'm taking the JLPT this Sunday, it's July 6th, and I was a dummy and I missed the deadline, frankly, in Japan to sign up for it. I think it was April 8th, but I was able to sign up for it in Korea. So I used to live in Korea. My boyfriend went to great lengths to find out that the organization that runs it in Busan would be willing to take me. The one in Seoul and Jeju wouldn't. But Busan was like, come on down. So I'm going to Busan tomorrow afternoon. I need to still pack, I need to clean up my place, and I need to get stuff ready for my kitty cat. And I still plan on putting up this video and maybe spending 20 minutes looking for a job. And what else did I demand of myself? I think that's it. I already did the other errands, but I do have to get up early tomorrow, and I'm going to try to go to my local office because my healthcare insurance seems to be high all of a sudden. So basically, I feel like I'm spinning all of these life plates that I think we're all spinning, right? And I'm burning out trying to spin all of them. So, you have like school, I have my part-time job, I have looking for a job, I have trying to get by in this language, theoretically studying for it, but mostly just getting by. I actually do take care of a cat, which I know is not the same as children, but my cat is actually disabled. So my kitty is gotten an injury about almost 2.5 years ago. So his back legs are paralyzed. So I have to express his bladder. I try to do it 3 times a day. And so he doesn't have a kitty litter, and he just requires a little bit of extra love and care, and he already did prior to his injury. And so I have these life plates that, like I said, we all spin, like, food, health, family, so I know this is not entirely unique, and I think that's why it's important to talk about, because we always talk about creative burnout, blah blah blah, which is important, but I think we just feel lifestyle burnout, and I think the creative burnout comes from maybe not managing other areas of our life very well, which I'm definitely not doing. I can't spin all of these plates anymore, and YouTube is one of them, and I intended to post, twice a month, and I'm still gonna plan on posting this tonight. I've given myself 2 hours between recording and editing and thumbnail, and it'll just be what it'll be. But I think what you have to do, or what I'm going to try to do, is, you have plates spinning, but some already have momentum. I feel like my YouTube channel has some momentum, so I don't want to completely put that plate down right now. But I can maybe just let it spin in the corner. I can let school kind of spin. I don't have to put a ton of time. Zook, what? Okay, I closed the door because I have laundry going. I'm washing his bed so he can take it to the cat sitter. But he wants to go, so give me a second. Washing machine. Come on. Zook, you change your mind? Okay. We're just gonna have to hear the washing machine. He just wants the door open, and if I close it, he'll start crying again. So, what I was saying was, I think that we all have plates spinning. So I don't want to put all of the plates down and focus on one. But I do think some already have some momentum in our life. You know, maybe for some of us, we already take pretty good care of our health, and that's something we can just keep maintaining. That's something I've been trying to work on, but frankly, I can't put a lot of effort on my diet and exercise right now. I'm just trying to maintain my current weight. We're just gonna keep that one spinning. Schoolwork, I do pretty well as long as I'm just getting by and getting my assignments, showing up. That's good enough. I don't have to be a rock star student. My job, I just have to show up on time, which I have failed at, which is pretty embarrassing, and do my best while I'm there. I think the biggest plate that really needs spinning right now is not my YouTube, is not trying to look for more freelance jobs. It's searching for a job in Japan, and that terrifies me. But all the other plates are dependent on whether I can live here or not. If I can't live here and I have to leave, that's gonna disrupt everything else. It's gonna be stressful for my health, it's gonna be stressful for my cat, it's gonna be stressful to uproot my entire life, obviously, which would create those stresses. And it would mean that I have to find a creative job in another country, perhaps my own, and I wouldn't be able to do the same YouTube content, so that would definitely hurt my channel, I think, because my most successful videos are about being in Japan. And so I feel like the plate in which all the others spin is the job. So I am going to focus more on trying to find a job in Japan. That's been my plan. So, you know, some sites I've mentioned before are Mainabi, Bibibito, and somebody mentioned to me recently another site called Wantedly. So if you're curious about trying to find a creative job in Japan, those are some pretty common sites. Mainabi just has tons of jobs. It's not just creative ones. So I did apply to a job on Bibibit and I was rejected, and that's been really hard for me to deal with. I was pretty heartbroken, frankly. I put a lot of effort into the artwork that they asked for to apply, and I felt like I really did my best and I really tried to match their brand, and I was still rejected without any answer, which I know is typical, but it's still disappointing. I applied to another job just last week. It didn't have any portfolio work, but actually it wasn't last week, it was 2 days ago. Oh my god, it's been a really weird week, but it was a lot of Japanese writing, so I met with a tutor that I've been meeting on and off with for years on italki, which I also used to teach on, to help me with my writing, to make sure it sounded good. You know, I wrote it myself, I used JLPT to help edit, and then I met my tutor, so twice. And those are only 2 job applications. So I'm just feeling really overwhelmed. And as I mentioned, I thought I was gonna make a video today about my art process and being thoughtful about my art and feeling small and like a big world and blah, blah, blah. And I did finish those art pieces. Where are they? So here's 2 of them. I made 4. This is my least favorite one, honestly. And this is probably my second least favorite one, even though I like the idea. I just think the girls didn't come out as well in these ones, unfortunately. So I made a whole video, you know, printing the sketches out, showing you the process, blah, blah, blah. Totally unrealistic. So I'm doing too much, and I'm going and taking the JLPT and I haven't even studied for it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fail. It's N1, and even my tutor was like, yeah, you're probably gonna fail. So that's really disappointing. But I think the hard thing about burnout maybe is that we feel like there's no end You know, it's like just this constant hamster wheel that we're always on, or these, like I was saying, these plates that we're always spinning and we can never put anything down. And so my new plan as of right now is to just focus as much as possible on searching for a job, and then I can, after 3 months, because that's going to be pretty much the end of the job searching period in Japan, so that'll be July, August, September. That's going to really determine whether I get a job or not anyway, because that's for new entries. And that's where my main energy needs to go, is every day focusing a little bit on that and just trying to keep the other things afloat. So this is my message to anybody else who maybe feels kind of like overwhelmed and burnt out. Maybe try to determine that big plate or that big thing that really is going to make the biggest difference in your everyday life. And frankly, this is not an original idea. I was watching Ali Abdaal ideas, and he was talking about things like what's going to like push the needle the most in your life in the next 3 months. And I was really debating between YouTube and like a job a few months ago. That's what I was thinking, because to me YouTube and freelance is what's the long-term goal, but the short-term goal is like I need an income and I need a roof over my head. So I've decided that that's really the biggest plate for me to spin, and I'm going to focus on that for 3 months, and then I'm going to pivot, I think, to Japanese, because I probably will have to take the JLPT again in December, and then I'll pivot again to whatever else, depending on what kind of job that I've gotten, God willing, that I get a job. So this is to anybody out there who also totally like overstretches themselves and is completely unrealistic. I still need to pack. I got ready for bed, and I need to clean up. So I think we're gonna call it quits here, even though this is rambly and weird, but thanks for watching, and I hope whoever is out there feels like maybe they can manage. I don't know. Maybe they're also like me and they also do too many things, and I just want you to know, like, you don't have to do all the things, because that's what I need to tell myself. But it's not easy because I'm still making this video. So as a balance, maybe we'll figure it out together. I don't know.